Welcome to Coming Home to Yourself, the podcast for high achieving women ready to lead from within. I'm Yagoda, and here we dive into real conversations about confidence, clarity, and emotional freedom. Each week, I'll share honest stories, gentle insights, and soul deep shifts to help you reconnect with the woman beneath the roles. This is your space to slow down, breathe, and exhale, to stop performing strength and start living your truth, to remember who you are beneath it all. Let's begin. If you stripped away your job title, your partner status, your family roles, if all the labels vanished, all the things you have, who would be left? And would you still be proud of her? This isn't about loss, it's about truth. It's about a woman who's been there all along, quietly waiting beneath everything you've built. This episode is a loving yet challenging invitation to look at the woman beneath the achievement. It's for the woman who feels lost in transition after a divorce, a career shift, or when her children grow up, because her identity was built entirely on external roles. I want to talk about the feeling of being lost without the labels, lost without being mom all the time, lost without being the wife or the VP of marketing 24/7. This loss is often masked by guilt for having fun on your own, guilt for resting, or guilt for taking up space without a clear purpose. The paralysis you feel isn't because you lack purpose, it's because you've outsourced your worth. As high achievers, we are conditioned to chase external validation. We are taught that titles, degrees, and perfect family photos are our permission slips for pride. We use these labels as our identity. They tell the world who we are, and they tell us that we are safe and important. I saw this so clearly when talking to a friend recently. After a major life change, she was feeling deeply lost. So I asked her, what are you proud of in your life? She smiled and said, my PhD. It was a massive achievement, but it was also external. So I asked her again, okay, that's wonderful. And I know it's big, important, and you put a lot of effort and work into it, right? But what about the internal things? The things you're proud of about your character, your essence of who you are? She paused. Then she said softly, I don't know. She couldn't remember none. And maybe you're feeling that too. So many women can list their accomplishments, but not their qualities, skills, abilities. What makes them to be a great human being? And what stood out to me most that day wasn't guilt. It was the lostness underneath. That quiet question so many women carry. Who am I when I'm not performing one of my roles? From the outside, we seem fulfilled: career, family, purpose. But identity built only on external validation is fragile. It's like living in a house made of mirrors, beautiful reflections everywhere, each role reflecting back who we think we are. But when one cracks, we mistake the broken reflection for a broken self, and we can't see ourselves clearly anymore. We mistake our roles for ourselves. We believe the thoughts that say, I'm not productive, I'm not valuable, I'm not needed, I'm not enough. If I'm not successful, I'm invisible. We ignore the fact that the external achievements are temporary, yet we chase them relentlessly for the permanent validation they can never provide. And this creates the performance trap. You're never truly proud, only temporarily relieved. We forget to know ourselves beyond what we do for others or what we achieve for the world. If something in this already stirred a little recognition in you, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode. And if someone comes to mind while listening, share it with her. One message can be enough to shift everything. The root of this problem lies in where we place our thought. We have used our capacity for thought to create a belief that our worth is conditional, that we must earn our pride through external roles. If you lose the role, the conditional pride vanishes, leaving you feeling empty and lost. We're so brilliant at collecting external gold stars, but we often ignore the gold within us. Our worth is inherent, it exists independent of our roles. The labels don't define your worth. Your worth gives meaning, the labels. The source of your identity is whole, complete, and untouched by circumstance. The thought you are telling yourself is the storyteller. It creates the illusion that your value depends on your roles. But when that thought passes, you remain. The awareness doesn't disappear when the story changes. And the consciousness is the light that lets you see the story. It's the quiet space that holds your thoughts and emotions. You are the space, not the storm that passes through it. The fog of being lost isn't life, it's the cloud of fearful thought. What if I fail? What if I choose wrong? But when you remember those thoughts are just temporary, passing like clouds, the fog lifts and you realize the feeling of being lost is just a story you're telling yourself about the unknown. You are the awareness, the sky that holds both the fog and the light. You cannot always clear every cloud, but you can always remember you're not the fog, you're the sky that holds it. It's time to stop seeking permission to be proud from the outside world and start recognizing the brilliance that is already operational on the inside. Stop chasing the wrong thought. The woman beneath the role is not a void. She's the source of all the qualities that made the role successful in the first place. Your resilience, your curiosity, your compassion, your integrity. When you know the source of your worth is internal, no external shift, divorce, job loss, emptiness can threaten your core identity. So today I want to ask you the same question I asked my friend, but with a new depth. What are you proud of that no one can take away? Not a degree, not your title, not your relationships. What about courage, your kindness, your ability to listen, your strength to begin again? These are the inner landmarks of your identity, the parts of you that remain steady when everything external shifts. You don't need to build a new identity. You just need to remember the one that's been there all along. And let's take it even deeper. Have a think about these following questions and just sit with what pops up. You might be surprised. What is one quality you displayed this week, unrelated to your job or family, that you are profoundly proud of? Maybe you showed up with kindness, or you maintained a difficult boundary. And if you could only be known by three inner qualities, let's say integrity, courage, humor, would you feel more exposed or safer? And why? And what could change if you trusted the next step, knowing that your inner value makes you capable of handling any outcome? And when you think about being proud of yourself for who you are, not what you do, what emotion rises first? Relief? Sadness? Resistance? Notice that. You see, roles are beautiful. They give our love a direction: mother, daughter, partner, professional. But they were never meant to define us. They are chapters, not the whole book. And when one role ends, you're not losing yourself. You're being invited to meet yourself again, maybe more honestly than before. You were never meant to be a collection of titles. You were meant to be the magnificent, unchanging being who animates those roles. And the woman beneath the roles is not lost. The woman beneath the roles is not empty. She's radiant, wise, and whole. She doesn't need rebuilding. She needs remembering. She's simply waiting for you to stop looking outside and recognize the inherent gold within. That's the real journey home. Not becoming more, but remembering who you are when there's nothing left to prove. Just imagine if for 1 week you measured your worth by how present you feel, not by how much you do. Who might you become? And where do you still believe someone else's validation is more important than your own inner truth? Thank you for being here with me today. Until the next time, be proud of the woman you are within. Thanks for listening to Coming Home to Yourself. If this episode spoke to you, take a moment to subscribe and share it with one woman who needs it. And if you're ready to go deeper, come find me on Instagram or Facebook, because this isn't just a podcast, it's a return to your body, to your breath, to your heart, to your own voice. Your story matters. You matter. See you next time.